chasing hockey. Blue Futon, we're going back in the box with Clue, the movie. Ooh, I've been wanting to watch this forever. Have I seen it? No, I think I bought it during Black Friday of last year, and it's just been sitting in the pop. That's what I do a lot. I do a lot of blind buys. This was like really cheap, like $8.99. I'm like, I heard it was good. But let me go watch Clue, and I'll let you know if this is a good board game movie. Alright, so I just got done watching Clue. What is it about? Well, do you know the board game, right? Well, 6 people go in this house, and all of a sudden, there's a 7th guy. And apparently, he's the one blackmailing them, and the butler brought them all there so they could figure out what to do. Do they kill him? Do they basically take him to the police? But all of a sudden, people start dying in this mansion. And who's doing the killing? What's happening? Are there 3 endings? Yes, there are. And I like how they did that. So what I like about this movie is freaking awesome. I don't know why I haven't seen this sooner. I don't know why my mom hasn't rented this and been like, one back in the day, because I was always like, weird science, Back to the Future. This one should have been on it, because Clue is hysterical. It's John Landis, the guy who created American Werewolf in London, which is another movie I watched when I was a kid a bunch of times. And let's say that shower scene, Mom, you probably should cover my eyes during that shower scene. Shower scene. Oh my gosh, this is how much excited I am for this movie. But this movie is downright hysterical. It's Christopher Lloyd and Tim Curry, and it's basically just a mishmash of funny scenarios, funny innuendos, and a very strong PG movie. I think in today's day and age, this would be an R, and I think this would be a great remake, actually, of making this a horror comedy, because there are horror elements in this, as well as comedy elements. And I think this would be a great mashup if they actually did this right in today's day and age, and they didn't care about the whole pissing people off or scared to offend anyone. And that's why I kind of love these movies. They didn't care to offend anyone, because this is actually hysterical and does the humor correct with, like, you know, a French maid outfit and everything else happening of just hilarious. You guys got to watch this movie. If you've never seen Clue, the movie, I highly recommend it. It is funny. It has some good elements of horror to it as well. Great action as well. Even though the action is very small, but it's just, it keeps a smile on your face the whole time. I mean, great characters, great dialogue. I mean, this is a smartly written movie, and I enjoyed this movie bar none. And plus, it has the 3 endings. I say the best one is either one of the girls and how they're all in it. I don't want to spoil it because there are 3 endings, and I can't really spoil all of it without spoilers, because I highly recommend you watch this movie. You can watch it multiple ways. One, where it's basically a random ending, and you just know it. Or there's basically 3 endings, and it goes like douche, 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 of like, which ones will you like the best. I wish this was actually more in today's day and age, because I actually thought of doing the movies like this, of like multiple endings, like each theater has its own ending, and you got to go to different theaters to actually experience the movie differently. Or like, you know, there's like pop-up books of like, if you want this ending, you turn to page 17, or if you want this, go to page 34. And this movie is kind of like that. But Clue, funny, hysterical, short movie, and it keeps you entertained. I mean, I was not bored with this movie. I laughed. I could watch this again. I recommend this to anyone, and I can't believe I'm going with this. Clue will receive a 5 out of 5 blue futons, which equals 100%. So let's see the critics and user scores gave this movie. Alright, I am wrong apparently. Critics, a 59%. The audience, an 86%. And there's no critic consensus. So apparently, the audience liked this movie. This movie holds the test of time. I haven't seen it. This movie came out in the 80s, 2018, and I loved it. Of course, a lot of people that probably will get offended won't like this movie, because it does have some sexual innuendo, and it makes fun of a lot of things where you can't really make fun of anymore, of like the guy who's like, I'm in the government, my secret is that I'm homosexual. And of course, they make kind of a funny joke at the end of it as well. But of course, you're like, can you do that nowadays? Because, well, people get offended by that. But I don't know. It's just like a movie that I wish would be remade, and people want to get offended by stupid shit. But this movie, I could watch this movie over and over. I can't recommend this highly enough. Do you agree with my 100%, which a lot of you might not? I can see you giving it an 80 or 90, but I can't find something wrong with this movie. It was funny. It was stupid. It was written well. It was acted well. I love all 3 endings. And it was just so entertaining. And sometimes you just in a movie like this, maybe it was the right time in my life where I was like, this is a great movie. And who knows, maybe down the line I watched it 3 years and later I'm like, okay, maybe that's not 100%, it's 70. But right now, watched it and I loved it. But do you agree with my 100%? The audience score 86, or the critics 59. Chase Jack with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. What do you think about this Blue Futon Utopia? You Blue Futonians, thanks for watching and have a great day. And I am a little sick, if you haven't noticed, with my little snuffiness on it. But Clue, watch it, buy it. It's literally only $8.99 on Blu-ray. I love it. I actually might just rewrite it. I might make a screenplay about this and just redo it, make it an R-rated, smart comedy and not care about the humor of offending people because, man, we need movies like this. Animal House, this, Vacation, the Chevy Chase one, and just stuff like that to come back and just have a good time and not care to piss people off because everything's so PC now and that's what makes me depressed.